Welcome everyone. I'm Donovan and this is Dalton and we are with Empire Games and today we are going to talk about Daggerheart, specifically TTRPGs and RPGs in general.
Yep. We are a Darrington Press guild store, so we have been doing the beta testing for Daggerheart since it was conceived, pretty much. Since they conceived the beta testing.
Yeah.
And I've been running it for almost a little over a year, maybe almost 2 now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess the big thing with this is I am fairly new to the TTRPG world, so I'm here to ask questions, some beginner-friendly questions, and see what Daggerheart's all about and RPGs in general.
Yeah,
so,
hopefully I can answer them.
Yeah. All right, so I guess off the bat, give me just a general description. I know about like video games, RPGs, MMORPGs. How does that translate into TTRPGs?
Okay, so in your traditional like MMORPG, like you'd see online, the big names are like World of Warcraft, etc.
Yeah, absolutely.
You'll see a translation of a lot of the bulk of like the classes that you play as
I got you.
are going to be in your tabletop role playing.
So
game.
like,
Like
mage, wizard, knight.
Oh yeah, if it's an RPG, there's a 90% chance there's going to be a wizard.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
We love a wizard. How about a bard?
Bard is my favorite class. Yes, of course, there's a bard.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
it's actually first on the list.
Oh,
in,
nice.
In Daggerheart. It's wonderful.
What about the dice system? Are we on a D20 system? I've dabbled in D&D a little bit. I know it's a D20 system.
Yes, so where Daggerheart differs is the players will be using 2d12s. One represents hope, the other one represents fear.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, and you roll them together and add that together to get your result to kind of beat the difficulty of whatever task it is you're trying to do.
Okay.
Now, where you'll see this in a lot of other RPGs, Dungeons and Dragons doesn't do this, but a lot of your other ones do, where they have degrees of success and degrees of failure.
Okay.
So, whenever you would roll a high roll and the high number on your D12 is on your hope dice,
okay,
that is a full success.
Okay.
So you get everything you want. You can succeed with fear, which is you succeed at what you're doing, but at a little bit of a cost. So let's say you're trying to sneak out of a room and not be noticed. A success with fear would be you get out of the room, no one knows it's you, but the door closes behind you and they hear it. So they would be alerted that someone was there, but they don't know it's you.
Okay.
Now, a failure with fear is a complete and teetotal failure, like myself, and you would just sort of get the worst outcome. So let's say, back to the sneaking out of the room example, you try to sneak out and you trip and fall and they immediately look over and see you.
Okay.
And now you're in the room and I would probably have them chuck things at you and initiate combat.
Okay, so essentially, and then so what is a crit in this game? So what would you roll? So what if I rolled was it a 12?
2d12s.
2d12. So if I rolled a 12 on fear and a 2 on hope, what would that scenario look like?
So that would be, let's say the DC is 15. You rolled a 14. You add whatever your modifier you have.
Okay.
That would be a success with fear.
Okay.
So that would be your situation where they hear the door click behind you. But
Okay.
Now to get a crit,
yeah,
you have your 2d12s. If you have a matching number on the die, no matter what it is, that's a crit.
Okay.
You get everything you wanted plus a little extra.
So if I roll a 3 on hope, a 3 on fear, that's a crit. Oh, okay, that's impressive. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah. All right. So walk me through what gameplay is like. And combat, essentially. How does combat and narration work in this? Are we 50-50? Are we more story driven? Are we more combat driven? Is it up to the DM?
It's up to the DM
Okay.
and the players. There's a lot of shared responsibility between both.
Okay.
In Daggerheart, they have a bit of a unique thing. So the way that they put it in the book is that there is this concept of the spotlight.
Okay.
Where players and the DM are sort of in charge of monitoring each other and make sure everyone gets their moment in the sun.
I like that.
It's fun, but it's intimidating to people who have been coming from like D&D,
Yeah.
who are used to a initiative where you roll to see who goes
Right,
first.
yeah, and I have the opportunity to go first.
Yeah.
I have the opportunity to maybe shine if I roll good enough.
Yeah. Now in Daggerheart, you all are sort of responsible for sharing that, but
Yeah.
I, as the DM, have my own resources available to me.
Okay.
So when you guys roll with fear,
Mhm.
I get to take a fear token that I can use to spend on resources later, such as interrupting your spotlight moment to have a tree fall on you.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's evil, but I love it.
Yeah, it's fun. And in addition, they have alternate rules that you can use if you feel like your table needs it. So if your table isn't feeling the loosey-goosey spotlight system, you can use a token system.
Okay.
Where they put a action tracker out.
Yeah.
And you each have your own sort of little hand of little tokens and stuff that represent you as a character.
Yeah.
So it could be like a color. So whenever you would take an action, you say, I take an action to do wah-wah.
Yeah.
And you put that on the action tracker.
Okay, and could you give me some examples of actions? What do those look like?
So, an action can be you investigating an area, casting a spell, doing this, that, or the other, and in certain instances, if I, as the DM, feel like your character is in sort of a precarious situation and you want to run from A to B, and A to B is a little far, I might ask you to give me a roll to see if you can navigate through the area and get there without consequence.
Okay, I like that. Okay, and I'm assuming we're talking about distance. I've played D&D a few times, and so I know every class / character has a certain distance they can go. Does that apply in for these characters as well in these classes?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Yes and no. Distances in Daggerheart are a little more arbitrary.
Okay.
So there's melee, there's very close, far, very far, and then just out of range. And each of those is measurable with devices you have available to you at the table.
Okay.
So, for example, Daggerheart uses cards. You can take a card and sort of measure it between your miniature or what have you, between that and wherever you want to go.
Yeah.
And that is typically where you can go without any problems.
Okay.
Now you can take a sheet of paper, for example, and when you take your paper, you go along the length, and anything beyond that or right at that, you're typically going to need to make a roll to see if you can get that far.
Okay. So pretty straightforward so far.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the worlds. I know in D&D a lot of times we have specific, campaigns that are set in specific worlds. Do we have? I know Daggerheart's still fairly new.
Yeah.
So what does a world in Daggerheart look like?
Well, it's interesting. A world in Daggerheart is much more of a shared experience with everyone at the table. So instead of me like saying, you see a castle in the distance, there's banners and sort of blah, blah, blah. I'll say to you, for example, Donovan, your character sees a castle out in the distance.
Yeah.
What color is it?
Oh, okay. So I get a hand in building the world. That's pretty cool. I love that.
Yeah, it's very cool. And in the back of the book, as far as actual settings are concerned, they instead have campaign frames, which are sort of short snippets describing a world and any alternate rules that world might have.
Yeah.
And it sort of guides the DM to sort of building their own campaign.
Okay. Nice. Other thing is, let's see. I guess the big thing, monsters. What are creatures like in the world of Daggerheart?
You have a lot of your traditional monsters and also some more unique ones.
Okay.
For example, there is a campaign frame in the book where there are these colossal creatures sort of roaming the Badlands. and they are so massive that each piece of them has their own stat block, and you have to destroy a certain amount of pieces to kill the enemy.
I like that, so it's not a one and done.
It's not a one and done. And monsters in Daggerheart they're referred to as adversaries in the book. And for on the DM side of things, it's so much easier. Instead of having to worry about these like 3 or 4 different numbers, you instead have to worry much less, because an adversary's difficulty score is also the number that your players need to get in order to hit them. It's their spell save, so the number that they have to save on and stuff like that. So it's a lot off of the DM.
Yeah, it's straightforward.
Yeah, it's much more straightforward. Yeah, and the artwork in here is gorgeous. Now we can't show too much, but let me see here. Where's a good one? Here we go. So let's say we're going to do the Bladed Guard, for example. This is on page 206.
I'm just curious now.
Well, that's just the stat block. That's how it looks like. It's a tier 1 enemy, so they do a lot of things in tiers.
Okay.
So that's like the lowest tier you can go. This is stuff level 1 should be able to handle. It has a difficulty of 12, so that's the number you need to hit.
Yeah.
Now after you hit that number, Daggerheart does things in thresholds. So if your players deal 5 damage to it, you mark 1 HP slot out of the 5 that they have available.
Okay, so I'm curious, how does combat work? Because we have the 2d12s in play, right? So what would a attack sequence look like with the 2d12s?
Okay, so like a lot of your standard RPGs, you're still going to be rolling to hit. All right, so you roll to hit the adversary, you make that 12. Excellent.
Okay.
You roll your weapons damage die, which can be any number of things.
Yeah.
You add any modifiers you have on top of that, and then on the DM side of things, see how much damage you have put out, and I have a number on the sheet that tells me how much I mark off on their HP slots.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, and players have the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so as you build your character,
so everyone is also being. Oh, you mean characters have their own, like how much they dodge, how much?
Yeah, so they have a evasion score. That's a lot like your armor class.
Okay.
So let's say you have an evasion of 11, and I roll an 11 to hit you. All right, I hit you.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to do 5 damage to you.
Okay.
Okay. On your character sheet, it says if you take 5 damage, you mark 1 hit point. Now let's say I do 10 damage. To you. So 10 damage says you have to mark 2 hit points. So if I do 10 damage, you can mark 2.
Okay, and then so is that essentially my life?
Yeah, that's your health points. So that's your life.
Okay.
Yeah. Now where things get a little complicated is armor.
Okay.
So let's say I hit you for that 10. All right. You can utilize your armor to reduce that to where you only have to mark 1 hit point.
Okay.
Yeah. And if I hit you for 5 and you want to use your armor slot on that instead, you instead mark no hit points.
I'm assuming there's a whole armor class.
Whole armor thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
light, medium, heavy.
Light, medium, heavy, and each one has a set number of times you can use it before it breaks.
Oh, okay. Is there a way to repair said equipment?
Yes, you have to take a short or a long rest. And you have to say, DM, I want to repair my armor, please. And I say, yeah, if you have the resources, go ahead and do it.
Okay, progression, leveling, skills.
Yes.
How does that work?
It's very fun. So unlike a lot of your traditional RPGs, you only go to level 10, but each level is impactful.
Okay.
You have to make certain decisions. So you're given a plethora of options. You can, depending on what level, because there are certain ones that give you more.
Right.
You can increase your skills, you can increase your HP. There's a stress mechanic that powers some of your abilities. You can add more stress, so that way you can do more stuff. And you can only multi-class at level 5.
Okay, so you got to put in a little bit of work, get used to your initial class, and then
go from there.
Okay, I like that. They set you up for success. Okay. I guess I'm gonna put you on the spot a little bit. What's your favorite part about Daggerheart?
My favorite part?
Yeah.
I love how loose and creative you're allowed to be.
Okay.
Some of the more traditional RPGs, from multiple standpoints, can feel very restrictive.
Mm-hmm.
But in Daggerhearts, you just have a lot of these abilities and spells and descriptions. It just tells you what they do mechanically.
Yeah.
And you as a player, or even as a GM, get to decide what it looks like.
Okay.
So if you want to cast, like, let's say, for example, a shield spell.
Yeah.
All right.
I could say a light purple aura appears from his hands, and a disc appears in the shape of a shield.
Yeah, that's it exactly.
And it glows and pulses.
Yeah, so instead of just being like, I have a bubble,
Yeah.
you have this beautiful narrative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So far, just talking, my favorite part, being able to take part in the world building doesn't seem like a big deal, but honestly, I'm all the more invested, right?
Yeah.
It's a yellow castle because I said it was,
Yeah,
and now you all have to go along with it.
Yeah, and there could be a reason why it's yellow that I weave into the narrative from there.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's really fun.
Okay. Is there anything anyone should know who are looking to get into Daggerheart, beginner, newbie, anything they should know?
Well, just be prepared for yes and.
Okay.
Be prepared for me to be like, Donovan, what kind of cloud does your character see in the sky right now?
Yeah, I think that the first few times I played D&D, I was trying to create rules for myself in this game, and it really took me a while to, sky's the limit. Whatever you can think of, for the most part, the DM will work with it as long as it's within reason.
Yeah,
right?
within reason. Honestly, if I could convert all my tables to this, I would, because it's so much easier for me as a DM to run it. I have to worry about significantly less.
Buy Daggerheart. Less legwork for the DMs.
But yeah, from a player's standpoint, though, it's also very easy because you have your little reference cards that tell you what you can do and tell you what you cannot do, which is not much.
Yeah, I noticed the little, I forgot what you call them, but they're little crystal gems you had too.
Yeah, so those are the tokens.
Tokens, yeah.
Which they encourage little sort of like memory helper devices to help you remember, okay, I have 5 of these tokens, that means I can use this ability 5 more times before I need to do something else.
Yeah. That
sort of thing. And we can go more in depth into rules later if we want, but we're just trying to be informative and mildly entertaining right now.
Yeah, and we also do store run sessions, and we also run some Daggerheart. Dalton, tell us about your Daggerheart sessions.
Well, so what I've been doing so far, we did the whole beta thing where campaign frames were much more of a concept, and we had some of that to go on, but not really a whole lot. So I started building this whole world based off of the loose idea of one of the campaign frames, and so I've built this entire world. They've been running around in it, and then I had this like world-shattering event for when Daggerheart finally launched, and they essentially either you save the world or it ends, and we
Did
go.
it end?
Well, they got very lucky.
Yeah.
They managed to pull off some divine intervention and save the world.
Nice.
Which is now part of the history in the world that I'm creating. And so flash forward with the official rules set, it's been 60 years since the events of my beta, and the players who have returned to the table from the beta, they're getting to figure out what happened to the world after their characters saved it and da-da-da. And due to not taking care of a few things,
Yeah.
there are some drastic consequences that they're about to find out about.
We love consequences.
Oh yeah. Oh, surprise! The magical society that's been conducting experiments on the down low that you didn't investigate. It's been 60 years. And you think they stopped?
Yeah.
No, they just kept going, and they got even more sneaky, and now there's pollution in the water.
I love
But we don't know what that means.
All right, thank you, Dalton, for talking to me about Daggerheart.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, whatever we're going to be posting this on.